WRHU Hempstead. My name is Julianna Iovino, and this is Alternative Nation on 88.7 FM Radio Hofstra University. Today, I am joined by the band Pollyanna. Coming from New Jersey, Pollyanna recently released their debut album Slime in June of 2022 under I Surrender Records. Also recently, the band played their first ever full tour across the US in September and October of this year. Already planned for the new year, Pollyanna announced that they will be supporting the band Crawlers during their West Coast leg of the tour. Before we get started, though, I'd like to give each of you a chance to introduce yourselves. So if you could state your name and tell all the WRHU listeners a little bit about yourselves.
Cool. Me first?
Yeah.
All right. I'm Jill. I sing and play guitar in the band. A little bit about myself. That's a loaded question.
A fun fact, if you will. You're vegan and you're hungry.
Oh, I'm
Constantly.
vegan. I'm vegan. Yeah, I'm vegan. I like to cook. I like to bake. I do enjoy baking. I like to do yoga. I also want to get into pole dancing more. That's something I enjoy doing. And I teach guitar.
Hey, what's up? I'm Dan. I play the drums. I enjoy walking my dogs, and I also enjoy making tea.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I play bass. I like pina coladas. I like getting lost in the rain and skateboarding.
Yo, what's up? It's Jack. I enjoy long walks on the beach, and I play guitar.
And I flipping love The Cure.
We have a fourth person who's not here, so we were just doing his part.
Yeah, no worries at all. Thank you for introducing him. So to start us off, can you talk to me a little bit about what is Pollyanna? How would you describe the band, your sound?
Please, Jill.
What is Pollyanna? I love the loaded questions. It's like a lot. I have to think about it. I think Pollyanna is a band that I think started off knowing that they wanted to be something and take it seriously, but nothing was ever set in stone of who we wanted to be. We just wrote music, and we just decided to just show our authentic selves, and this is where it's gotten us. And now it kind of painted its own picture without even really trying, which is why I think our music is a little bit scattered in genre. And it's painted this beautiful picture of, I think, harsh and abrasive and with a lot of contrast, like with room to be soft and acoustic and ambient, while also hitting you in the face. I guess that's the best way to describe the band.
Can I summarize?
Yeah.
Pollyanna is a queer punk band.
I love it. Thank you. So with that as well, if someone was just getting into your guys' music, what song would you recommend for them to listen to first and why?
I would probably recommend Mars or Relationship Anxiety. Those are two singles off of the record, off of Slime. And I think it definitely, those two, Relationship Anxiety is an overall good one to slide into what we're doing, because I think Relationship Anxiety is right in the middle between it's not the punk, the most loudest, most abrasive punk.
It's a very relatable song.
Yeah,
both
it's a
of them
relatable song,
are very
and also,
universally relatable.
Yeah, and it has the pop essence. So I think it's right in the middle with kind of what our sound is. I also think Mars is just a cool song to introduce us. It has Brandon's vocals on it, and it has a lot of different dynamics. So I think that really showcases the band. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's awesome. I know when I was listening to your music before this interview and stuff, Mars was one of the first ones that I listened to, and I fell in love with it. I went to my friends and I was like, hey, you guys should totally check this out. This is really good.
Thank you.
Cool. That's super cool.
I'm glad you're liking it.
That was the first one you listened to?
Yes, I'm terrible. I put albums on shuffle, so I was on Spotify, I put it on shuffle, and that was the first one that came up.
I'm not gonna lie, I do that here and there. They hate me for it. I do that.
No,
it's nice to do that when you're just I want to know what comes to be. You know what I mean? You never know. That first song could just become like a favorite when it's like not a single or like, you know what I mean? Like a B list.
Right, of course. Yeah. Now, also, you guys are talking about some of your sound and everything. Would you say that there's a big artist that's an influence to you or a band that you really look up to?
There's definitely a lot of different artists that we all, are inspired by. But I don't think there's one band that we're all like, yes, this is what we're doing. Like, we all like the same music. Like, we all like Nirvana and Paramore and Korn. But like, you wouldn't listen to us necessarily and be like, oh, that's all of their favorite. You know what I mean? I think we're kind of scattered in that way.
Yeah, and just to name those three, if you needed a name, I guess those three would be kind of, Rage Against the Machine as well. When we were writing the record Slime in particular, I know a few of us were jamming those records very heavily. Deftones as well, but that's just a few. Like, there's not one band.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. So going on from there too, and going to where I was talking about, you guys had your tour and everything. So you had that first tour across the US. You also have some shows coming up where you're headlining with Family Dinner. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How has your experience been touring so far, and with some more shows coming up as well?
We love touring.
Yeah, that's what was fun.
Yeah, the full US across the country with Forever Came, Calling, Home Safe, Nominee, Deathlands. That was all a really, really enjoyable run. We had a great time. And we're pretty good friends with Family Dinner too. So we're stoked to be able to go out for the weekend with them. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's always been pretty good time.
It's a lot of highs and lows. Like, you could play a sold out show, but you can also be sitting on the side of the highway with a broken down van waiting for a tow truck to come. So, anything can happen really.
Yeah. And then the next day you play to like 10 people. Like it's all like it fluctuates. But it was such a cool experience. I think especially like it was just the four of us for the most part. And like we got to see like a lot of us, like I would say everybody but Brandon really got to see what the West Coast looks like. And it was just like such a breathtaking thing that we all got to experience that together. I think that was also really special. And I think I'm personally excited to do more of that. Just like, traveling with my best friends. Like that's one of the coolest parts about touring.
It's my favorite part about being in the band is being able to perform the songs and travel with these guys.
But yeah. I mean, we're really excited for this run. It literally starts tomorrow. And we've like all of the band members, I think, from Family Dinner has come to seen us, whether it be at separate shows on the last run that we did, and they're super cool, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So not the year, you know what I mean?
For sure. Thank you. And Jill, you mentioned like more to come. So I know I saw on your Instagram that you guys are going to be opening for Crawlers for their West Coast dates. So tell me a little bit about that. How did that happen? Especially because you guys are from New Jersey, but you're doing the West Coast tour.
Yeah, it was, I mean, like the industry is so weird. We had an opportunity. I mean, we've been kind of wanting to tour, like, especially for me, like, I think Crawlers is so sick. I think what they're doing is really, really, really cool. I think they have a beautiful community of fans, which is really awesome. Like they've grown a lot really fast. And this is their second time coming to the US. And there was, a band that dropped off from the West Coast, and there was already a band for the East Coast, and we took the opportunity that we can get immediately. And here we are, you know what I mean? We're from the East Coast, but I will take the West Coast any day, playing shows with Crawlers. So I'm so excited. It's going to be really cool.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
It's going to be really cool. Are you familiar with Crawlers?
I am not actually. I actually saw them from your Instagram.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Definitely check them out.
Yeah. Do you think you guys are kind of similar to them, different than them?
I have like similar elements, but they're definitely more like on the indie side, a little, definitely like, I mean, they just released like an EP and there was a few songs where it had a lot of similarities. I think it's like the community is definitely similar. I think the vibe is similar, but like the actual music itself, I think we definitely are heavily or more heavier influenced. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh yeah,
for sure. It's a way different vibe.
Oh, Brandon was just complimenting how they sound really big live. They probably have a huge sound live. So
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys get to open for them and get to do that for the West Coast. Best of luck with that. I'm sure it's going to be a great experience. So also, as I saw as well, Slime is your first full debut album. Even though you've had some songs before and everything, this is kind of your first big album that you put out with I Surrender Records. And also that you guys recently had over 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. So a little bit about that journey with that, or if you have any advice to other artists that are just starting out.
I gotta say, I gotta give credit to a platform. TikTok is definitely helped us so much with gaining people, like listeners online, not even just online, but like fans in general across the country. You know, like it was a little accidental that we started posting memes and stuff like that on TikTok, and then it just randomly started working, and we've gained, that's the platform that we have our biggest following on, which is really, really cool. Like it's a cool community, you know, and I'm forever grateful that it happened the way that it did, because it was so unexpected. And I think that a lot of those people definitely, you know, transferred over to Instagram or to, you know, to Spotify. And I think, yeah, no, I think any advice would be, yeah, I think every artist should be on discovery apps. It's just like, it's literally like showcasing your music to people that aren't gonna look at you if you're not on the discovery apps. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a free thing to do. I think posting your music on any discovering apps is only gonna help, you know?
For sure. Yeah, that's great advice. I know TikTok has absolutely blown up recently. And we've seen songs that are much older suddenly start trending again. We've seen these new artists come from everywhere. So I'm really glad that helped you guys a lot. And definitely, I agree that artists should be on there. If you're not already, get on there.
Can only help, you know?
Right, right. So yeah, now also for all my shows, this is a little bit of a change for my next question or questions. I always like to ask something random. So I actually have this box right here with a bunch of random questions, and I'm going to have each of you guys answer your own questions. So I can start with Dan and then we'll go down the line. But yeah, so let me pick out the first one. I'm picking from the box. So first, what is something that always makes you smile?
Always makes me smile? What is something that always makes me smile? I already mentioned my dogs in this interview, though. A good question like that. I'm a sucker. I always be smiling. Like, I'm cheesing 24/7. It's not often you'll catch me not with a smile. So I'm pretty easy, unless I'm hungry. That's a good point, Jill. But yeah, I'm pretty easy to win over in that regards.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. All right, I'll move on to my next question. Okay, this is a good one. If you could be on a reality TV show, which one would you choose and why?
Reality TV show? Wait. What reality TV shows do I watch? What's a reality TV show that I watch?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I can pick another if you want. I can skip that one.
Wait,
Okay.
could I take that one and Joe could get the next one?
Okay.
For sure. Go ahead.
Survivor, because I think I can survive. Survivor is not as much about the actual surviving, it's about the politicking. And I think I could weasel my way into the top 3, because then I'd get money.
Oh my God.
But
That's
I
a
love
good one.
I've always wanted to do it. I don't think I would do well. I think I would out pretty fast, but it'd be fun show.
That's great. I love that. All right, let me pick my last one. Do you have any allergies?
Do I have any allergies? I don't really have any like actual allergies, except for the one time where I was 12 and I discovered a kiwi for the first time. And I ate so many kiwis that my tongue started to like blow up, and I was like, what is happening? And I kept eating them. So like ever since then, I didn't eat kiwis, because like, I mean, I only ate like 1 or 2, but my tongue was like blown up and it was itchy. I wasn't like gonna die. It was just like, something's not right here, you know? So I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to kiwis.
Oh no, that sounds so scary.
I think some sort of antibiotics. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you know?
Well, thank you.
Can we answer a question for Jack?
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll probably know what he would say.
Exactly.
All right. For Jack, this one is asking, if you had a time machine, would you go back in time or into the future?
Easily, he would go back in
He would
time to like the
absolutely go back in
70s.
time.
Like he would,
He
yeah,
would absolutely go back.
I'd go back in time and see typo.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what he would do.
that's his answer. I would go back in time and see typo negative.
Yeah, that's what he would go back in time. Probably he would probably go to the 80s though.
He'd probably go to like the mid to late 60s and then live through the 70s,
Yeah,
the 80s,
yeah.
see the 90s happen. Yeah.
That's awesome. I have a friend who loves typo, so I'm sure she would have the same answer as well.
That's so funny.
He answered. He said the past to go see typo negative. See? There
Nice.
it is.
I like it. Okay, well, we have a few moments left, so I will open this up to you guys if there's anything else that you would like to say to our listeners, anyone who's a fan or trying to get into your music. What would be some of your advice or just anything you'd like to say?
Anything we want to say
Yeah, I mean, anything we want to say.
about the band, anything we want to plug, you know?
We got some really cool music videos for some of our singles that we put out for our past record, Slime, our debut record, that is. And you can find all of them on YouTube.
I was just gonna say, we're playing these our four last shows of 2022 until the spring or kind of early spring. And what?
It's winter.
Well, they don't know about that one. And it's gonna be Amityville, New York tomorrow at Amityville Music Hall. That's tomorrow night, December 8th. And then the day after is going to be in Boston. And then the day after that is going to be in Philly. And then to close it out, it's going to be in Asbury Park, New Jersey. And we have all of our tickets online. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And then I saw you kind of snuck in that there was something in the winter. Is there anything we should know about that?
We have
Looking
shows
for the winter.
in February with an artist called Pictoria Vark. Check out our social media in the future.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you guys so much. And
That was
we'll
good.
definitely make sure to let everyone know.
Sweet.
Thank you guys again for joining me. This has been Alternative Nation with Pollyanna. I'm Juliana, and make sure to tune into Alternative Nation every weekday from noon to 3 p.m. on 88.7 FM, Radio Hofstra University. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.